So next I'd like to have Scott Metcalf come up and do our vendor introductions. The vendors are a critical part of this meeting every year. Without their support, it would be a struggle to have a meeting of this magnitude.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm your next moderator. We're in the vendor soapbox deal. We have about 2 minutes for each vendor to give a little presentation about what they're doing. So we're going to do a little old school. In your packet, you have a vendor profile. You have the national vendors, which are national industry members that have sponsored this program at the highest level possible. Those people really certainly need to be recognized across the board. So we have asked everyone to come up and do a little 2-minute session. Some people gave us PowerPoints, some did not. Those who did, well, fantastic, we appreciate it. Those who didn't, well, we certainly appreciate your sponsorship and recognition. So there's a master slide. Then we have regional industry members here that have sponsored this conference here regionally, and so we should also be thanking them. So we'll get back to those thankings. If we start off, we're going to go with Bio, would be our first speaker, because Agile Assets, who's not there, we thank them very much for their national sponsorship, but I don't believe they have anyone here. So
I represent BioRestore. I'm the Western sales manager. It's a preservation material that's USDA bio-certified. It's really effective for rumble strips and paving joints, but can be used on any asphalt surface to preserve. Spray applied product. It will not cover any striping that you have existingly. It does not need aggregate to keep skid resistance, and it dries within 30 to an hour and is open to traffic. My name is Gary Porritt, Western Sales Manager. If you have any questions, contact information is here, and I'm with the booth, and I won't bore you with anything else.
well, thank you, Gary. Our next sponsor was Collaborative Aggregates. I don't know if they have anyone here who'd like to say a few words. Well, thank you very much then. If you don't have a speaker of Collaborative Aggregates, but we thank you for your national sponsorship. We have Craftco that's next. Hi, Brian.
Hey, how you doing?
Welcome to Park City, Utah.
Good afternoon, everybody. Brian Darling with Craftco. I'm the Western Regional Sales Manager. Just a couple things about Craftco. I'm sure most of you know we're the leading manufacturer of packaged pavement preservation products, hot pours, mastics, joint repair products, pothole products. We also do a whole line of equipment. We are the only company in the industry that does the sealants side and the equipment side, so we're a little unique in that respect. We know we all look at pavement preservation, all the things it'll do for us, so I'm not going to go through all this. Just a little bit about us. We do have our corporate office in Chandler, Arizona, just outside of Phoenix. We do have our equipment plant there that we manufacture all our equipment. We are up to 17 supply centers across the country, and then we also have 6 sealant plants across the country. So we've pretty much got the country pretty well covered, all your needs and anything that we can do for you. So if you got any questions, stop by the booth. Be happy to answer anything we can. Thank you. Thanks, Scott.
Thank you, Brian. Appreciate that. And our next vendor on the box is going to be CTS Cement. Welcome.
Hi.
Hi.
Hey, I'm with CTS Cement. My name's Mitzi McIntyre. I'm a local. I actually live in Park City, so if you want any dinner recommendations or maybe not where to eat, I can give you that as well. Main Street's always a good time of year. It's shoulder season, so a lot of places are closed because ski season has not started here yet. I'm going to talk about the company I work for. I've been with them about 2.5 years, been out in Utah 18 years, so let's get to it. What is Rapid Set Cement? CTS Cement is the company I work for. We manufacture a CSA, a calcium sulfa-aluminate cement. It's also known as Rapid Set Cement, right? Y'all go to Home Depot, you see stuff that's called Rapid Set Cement. That is a trademarked name. Everything Hirely cements are sometimes called Rapid Set, but we are the true one and only Rapid Set cement concrete products. How's it made? Let's talk about that. It's made like Portland cement, right? It's made in a kiln. We use Same ingredients that go into Portland, we burn them at a lower temperature, change the chemical properties, and we get a calcium sulfo aluminate cement. There will be a test later at the booth, so stop on by. If you can say calcium sulfo aluminate 5 times really fast, you're ahead of me. What's it made out of? Again, I mentioned that, the same things as Portland cement, and still made in a kiln. Our cement's actually manufactured in Juarez, Mexico, and we rail it up to the U.S. The reason it's made there is we need a small little plant we lease from GCC, and that's why it's made down in Mexico. Where is it used? We use it everywhere. We use it in airports, highway repair, bridge repair, anywhere, warehouse floors, you name it. So again, I talk about calcium sulfo aluminate cement. It's a derivative of Portland cement. It's just a higher quality hydraulic cement. Basically, it was developed in the 1950s to overcome some of the shortfalls of Portland cement, such as excess shrinkage, susceptibility to chemical attack like ASR, different things like that, and negative consequences of accelerating Portland mixes, right? You get a lot of cracking, shrinkage, etc. When we talk about Rapid Set, we talk about the 5 S's. Remember, they only gave me 2 minutes. Thank God I grew up in a sale barn. My dad, he wasn't an auctioneer, but I can get pretty close to it. We talk about the 5 S's. We talk about speed, right? We're talking about 4,000 PSI in 4 hours or less. We talk about strength, again, the 4,000 PSI in a quick amount of time. We talk about low shrinkage material. We talk about sustainability. We burn the clinker at a lower temperature, so we're about 32% less CO2 emissions than Portland. And we also are sulfate resistant, and I'll get into that why real quick. Real quick little chemistry lesson here. We have early ettringite formation, which forms those, if you can see on that picture there on the left, we form those crystals to get that early strength, to get that structure. That's why we get those quick strengths in such a short amount of time. Whereas you talk about ettringite in Portland, that's a bad thing, right? Because it's delayed, so that's not a real good thing to have. Here's your only chemistry lesson for the day. You look at the Portland cement composition. There is C3A in that, which makes it can have sulfate issues. CSA cement has no C3A in it, and it does have the C4A3S. That's the calcium sulfo aluminate component. And that's how we get the early strength gain, that kick all of a sudden. If you remember nothing from this talk except how fast I talked and that I can give you restaurant recommendations, look at this little graph. The reason why CSA cement is low shrink is because it consumes about 98% of the water in hydration, whereas Portland, you're only looking about 55%, right? So through capillary action and everything, that's how we get evaporation and all that, and the bleed water, and then sometimes we get cracking and all kinds of stuff like that. So again, the Rapid Set 5 S's, speed, just as fast as I talk, we can get strength with our concrete. Strength, we get it quickly. Shrinkage, sustainability, again, 32% less CO2 when we produce the cement, and we're also sulfate resistance because the no C3A.
Ergon Asphalt and Emulsion is next. Ergon's a family-owned company out of Jackson, Mississippi. I can't speak as fast as she was, but I'll try. We actually go from the wellhead to the roadway to the crack sealants all the way through. The owner, Mr. Lampton, just passed away last year. Left it to the 4 boys that own it, and we approximately have about 3,500 employees. So this is our corporate headquarters. There's some tanks, and there's a refinery. Pretty cool. We get to see all sources and all assets and all faces of the asphalt and road construction business. Where we are, nationwide. Luckily, we're Jackson-based Mississippi. We really don't understand the white precipitation that comes out of the snow, so we try to stay out of the snow belts as much as we can, although we do have a few people that do enjoy the snow up in the Northeast on the refining side. Specialty products is our forte, from paving products at polymer modification to specialty emulsions with different polymer modifications, and also polymer modifications on racetracks. You probably recognize Talladega Speedway there. We are one of the asphalt companies that doesn't run away from racetracks but runs to racetracks. We really enjoy that. Thank you for coming to the Rocky Mountain West. These are our locations in the Rocky Mountain West. Wish there were some in Utah here. There used to be, but not anymore. And then if you're in Texas in the Midwest, there you are. It's kind of like 7-Eleven. So we hope to expand and grow, and that's what Ergon Asphalt and Emulsion is doing. Next is going to be Fibercrete.
Hello, good afternoon. I'm Bart Farr with Fibercrete Preservation. We specialize in gray and black mastics, and pretty much any color you want a mastic to be, we can make it. We also are dabbling in rapid setting cement repairs, overhead and vertical repair products. So just trying to expand our portfolio, but our bread and butter is Mastic. Our brand name is Sammy Screed, and what you'll see here is a before and after on a asphalt overlaid concrete highway where the joints are reflecting through. Mastic is a good product to use if you're not ready to mill and overlay. For concrete repair, we have our Fibercrete G product, and this is just an example of a before, during, and after the repair. And then, of course, we have our rapid setting we call Deck Repair Rapid. Our overhead and vertical repairs and use some HB mortar. And just come out and see us at our booth, and I'll go in a little bit more detail. Thank you.
Man, thank you very much. Next is going to be Forterra. Excuse me, Forta? Okay, Forterra. I was throwing, I don't know, a Spanish.
So we're Forta Corporation. What we are, we're a fiber reinforcement company. That's what we do. We make fibers to reinforce concrete, cement concrete, and asphalt, different products. We have a family of different products. You know, in the concrete side, just about every Amazon fulfillment center flooring system has our product in it. When you get into pavements, we have basically two main products. We have Fortify, which reinforces dense graded asphalt pavements, SMAs. We've done PFC mixes also. And then we have another product called Surface EXT, and that is used to reinforce microsurfacing. I only have 3 slides. They said you only had 2 minutes. Just a little bit about our company, a little bit of background. Like, we were started in 1978, family-owned business, still in business today. Proud to be a national member, I guess, going on 6 years. Ever since I've left PennDOT, I've been here. We've also acquired VM feeders, so we have probably the best feeder system in the world for feeding fiber. And now that we own them, we modified them, we made them simpler. When you're at an asphalt plant and you're putting, basically our product is, you've heard of it, probably would know of as Kevlar. Our system now is on load cells, our feeder, and it has a printout, so you know, for state DOTs, you can have you'll know exactly how much fiber was put in. You could watch it in real time. We have a wireless control box that you put right in the control room, so if they switch from, say, doing 250 tons an hour to 300 tons an hour, he can just turn around and just put in 300 tons per hour and you're good to go. Also, we try to be a solution. I mean, we're a fiber company to reinforce things. We're looking to help you with your challenges and come up with solutions. We do work with the oil and gas drilling industry as well. We have a booth. Come, if I've piqued your interest, please come and talk to us. I'm Scott, I'm here. Brian's in the back, and Molly's at the booth right now. We'd love to talk to you and see how we can help you out.
Yeah, you guys, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
FP2 is, in fact, an industry organization made up of the companies that are involved in preservation, contractors and suppliers. Their mission, their main mission, is to lobby on behalf of all of us, because state agencies are not allowed to lobby Congress. So they do a couple of fly-ins a year, and they meet with all of our respective representatives and try and sell them on the preservation message. So FP2 is a sponsor of the National Center, and of course they provide a lot of support for all that we do here. So Jim is out. He broke his leg, a very bad break. It's taking a long time to heal. I hope he'll be back next year for your meeting. Thank you.
And I would add, if you are not getting the Pavement Preservation Journal, if you're not getting this, just go outside where the registration booth was, and they can register you up for this free journal. It comes, I think it's quarterly, outlines the legislative outreaches that we've been involved in. I've been in the last 7 years going to those fly-ins, and it's very informative and interesting. We hope that DC can figure out how to get a transportation package passed, and we are reaching out to both sides of the House and aisles, the Senate, and we think we have some people that are hearing it, both Republican and Democrat, but we need to move forward. So Frugro, I do not have a slide for you, but I thank you for your presentation, and obviously you're well known too.
It's really not so much for me to accept thanks. I wanted to actually thank the whole organization for allowing us to participate. I don't present any slides because as we see, a number of the participants here use our services or use our equipment. I think we're well recognized. But the important thing is kind of similar to what this whole organization is all about, is the partnership. We learn every time that we go to an existing agency or a new agency. We've learned a lot in the last several years with the adoption of the data quality management plans. The kinds of things that we as a vendor and as a supplier of equipment have to improve upon and have to ensure that our equipment actually meets those requirements. And so essentially, I'm Michael Robson. We do have a booth here as well. Drop by. We've got some new technology that we're evolving to meet some of the additional demands that the industry is looking to establish. I'll be glad to talk to you about anything that either your data quality management plan requires or your equipment needs require. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Mike. International Grooving and Grinding Association. Wow, here's a man that needs no introduction.
I have 30 seconds left because it takes me 2 minutes to get up there.
It's all, you didn't even have to come up here. You could just.
Thank you. My name is Larry Schofield, and not like Mitzi, I'm going to get 20 words in a minute. So I'm going to be short. I work with the International Grooving and Grinding Association. We've been in a trade association about 40 years. John Roberts is my boss. It's just the two of us. He's out of New York, and I'm out of Arizona. We cover the country. We'll help you any way we can in concrete preservation. Obviously, grinding and grooving is our big business, but we also do it on asphalt. That's not something we'd like to say much because we get a lot of other people don't like us. But anyway, we can help you. We got a booth set up, and we'll be here all 3 days. So thank you very much.
Next is Maxwell Products. Maxwell needs to be commended. They listened, 3 slides. They did a great job.
Thank you, thank you. I had nothing to do with it though. So I'm John Allen with Maxwell Products. We're based here locally. The company was born in 1975, 2 brothers, it's a family-owned business. And they started out of necessity to get certain jobs done, just making their own crack seal, one tar pot at a time, you know, and so that's kind of how that happened. We are here locally, but we service nationally. Our main deal is crack sealants. That's what we primarily focus on, is crack sealants. I think everyone knows what crack sealants are used for and how they can be our first line of defense in preserving our asphalt. And as of late, we've put a big focus on our gap mastic and gap patch products. And we'd love for you guys to stop by the booth and to come learn more about this. One thing that Maxwell's does put a priority on is quality control. You know, we've put the emphasis that everything that we manufacture gets tested before it gets sent out to the end user, just to ensure that everything does have that quality and it performs the way that we've said it will perform. So come by and see us. I appreciate it. Thank you.
So we have the National Asphalt Pavement Association. Mr. Ryan, I believe.
Thanks, Scott. I just want to quickly welcome everybody to Park City, a place near and dear to my heart. My parents are actually Park City natives, back in the day, kids of miners. At one point, they owned half the mountain behind us, and they sold it for $60,000 in 1965. So, in another life, I'd be doing very different things right now. I don't blame them at all, though. But welcome to Utah. A wonderful place, a place that I get to call home. My name is Reed Ryan. I'm the executive director of the Utah Asphalt Pavement Association. I'm here with my partner in crime for this conference. John Hickey is the director of the Oregon Pavement Association. We have the honor of wearing the National Asphalt Pavement Badge while we're at this conference. We do have a booth over here in the other room. We'd be happy to talk to you about thin asphalt overlays as a preservation option and any other questions you may have related to asphalt. Both John and I are here. He's the smart one. I'm the good-looking one, so together we'll make it work. But thanks again for being here. Hope you enjoy your stay, and we appreciate being a part of this conference this year. Thank you.
lo and behold, they do a great job on preservation in doing pavement conferences and quality control here in Utah. And that association really does step up a fantastic way. We have Pavement Technologies, Inc. Pathways isn't here. They were not going to be here, so we're going to go to Pavement Technologies.
We're going to try anyway. I'm John Calvert. I'm with Pavement Technology. I'm out of East Tennessee. Ken Holton's with me. He's out of Florida, so we're not real used to this kind of chilly weather this time of year. But I wanted to tell you a few things about Pavement Technology. We've been in the preservation business since 1972 when we formed the company, and that's all we do is preservation. The products that we basically use, most of these are east of the Mississippi, but Joint Bond we take nationwide, but we applied Reclamite Asphalt Rejuvenator, Joint Bond, Longitudinal Joint Stabilizer. We have a product called ARA 1 TI. It's a maltine-based rejuvenator that has titanium in it, which helps remove NOx gases. We've got all kinds of testing showing the success of it. We do CRF, restorative surface seal for concretes and asphalt pavement, Surfcrete, Synac, Litho 1000, which is a concrete sealer, and then we have Litho 1000 TI, that is a sealer, aggregate hardener, and greenhouse gas eater. Reclamite's been around for years. We do it on local roads, interstates. The Joint Bond, it goes down on longitudinal joints. It's translucent, so it doesn't obliterate the striping, and it helps extend the life of those longitudinal joints and prevents them from filling. Drop by our booth, and we'll give you some more information on any of these. Thank you.
Then we have Unique Pavement Technologies. We just did them. And now we're doing Unique Pavement Materials.
I'm Randy Caudle from Charlotte, North Carolina. I have a comrade here, Scott, at the very back. He is from Arizona. So when we got here, this was kind of a cold shock for us, but we've enjoying it so far. But with Unique Paving Materials, we are focusing on pavement preservation with one of our products that we have as a Ravel Check. We've been formalizing this for the past 5 years, and so we're still tweaking it. It's out there, though. But we also have some of the other products that some of you may have been using already. So UPM is a cold patch material. I believe I've already spoken to some people here and said that they've used it. And anyway, we have other materials there that are also for preservation with our concrete products as well as some of the other asphalt. We have a booth here, like everyone else. Love for you to come by and see us. And thanks for letting us come here. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Your Tech. So next we have VSS Jeff Roberts with VSS.
Hello. Thank you for including us. I'm Jeff Roberts. I'm with VSS International. We're a leader in the application of pavement preservation techniques throughout the western U.S. We've been serving the western U.S. for over 60 years. The Reed family, who owns VSS, has been in the highway construction industry for over 100 years, based out of the Northern California area. We were founded and based in West Sacramento, and we have an operations hub in the Chandler, Arizona market. So we serve really from the Mexican border all the way up to the Canadian border. Figured that in 2019, we worked for 7 of the 14 states or 13 states represented in this group. So big presence in the western U.S., and we do have a booth here, and we'd be glad to visit with anyone. Thanks.
Got one more there if you want.
And we specialize in the placement of slurry seal, microsurfacing, cape seal, asphalt rubber blending, and chip seals. And then we also have a unit that manufactures slurry seal machines and emulsion mills. So come see us.
Thank you, Jeff. We have Collaborative Aggregates is back in the room. And so come on up and tell us what Collaborative Aggregates is doing.
No, I don't have a slide presentation, and I missed my cue earlier, so I promise I'll be just less than a minute. My name is Steve Wallace. I'm here representing Collaborative Aggregates. We manufacture Delta S, which is a plant-based asphalt rejuvenator, typically used with high wrap content mix designs or surface mixes with state agencies across the country. We serve the industry nationwide. The chemistry also has warm mix attributes, warm mix additive as far as compaction aid and anti-strip. We have Delta Mist as well, which is essentially the same chemistry, only emulsified. It is our topically applied penetrating spray asphalt rejuvenator, typically used on mainline, rumble strips, shoulders, longitudinal joints, and when I say mainline, also on interstates. We have excellent skid data we'd like to share with you. We're also on the 2018 pavement preservation study on the Auburn, Alabama test track at NCAT, which began in November of last year. We're on the Mississippi section. We are exhibiting here, so please stop by our booth. We've got some great information to give to you. Thank you very much.
Fantastic. So let's give a big round of applause. We have one more group to do go, but so those are our national industry members that sponsor all 4 pavement preservation conferences nationwide. So thank you for those.
The preceding was produced by the National Center for Pavement Preservation. More information can be found on the web at pavementpreservation.org. Additional support provided by Michigan State University.